Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the YouthWorks 2024 live Q&A session. We thank you for joining our session, our first session for the 2025 summer. My name is Jakia Stocks. I'm a unit supervisor within YouthWorks. We also have Miss
Anissa Johnson, and I'm actually the province sector's job developer, and welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 second, because I'm not sure what happened. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
So it's not advancing?
No.
Oh, here we go. Let me see.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
So on our agenda, we have we're going to discuss the important dates for YouthWorks 2025, the eligibility requirements, required documents and forms, how to complete the application. We're going to discuss YouthWorks private sector, YouthWorks Academy, payment methods, application reminders and tips, frequently asked questions, and discuss Security Plus Credit Union. The dates for YouthWorks 2025 are July 7th through August 8th. Youth will be paid $15 per hour. You all can work up to 25 hours per week, and you're also eligible to receive a free charm pass for the summer, which is a free bus pass. The application for YouthWorks, which is already open, it opened up on January 2nd, and it ends on April 4th. We offer in-person document drop-offs. Those dates are set every Saturday in March, which is March 1st, March 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th. The other dates are also Friday, March 14th, which is a professional development day for you all, as well as April 14th through 17th, and I believe that's spring break. You also can attach documents to your application online from January 2nd through April 17th. But again, that's only if your application is submitted by April 4th. Who is eligible? All Baltimore City residents between the ages of 14 and 21. However, you can apply at the age of 13 as long as you turn 14 by July 4th. Youth applying for private sector jobs must be 16 years old by July 4th, and we'll get into what private sector is in a little bit. You must complete an online application and all required documents to be eligible to participate. What are the required documents, you ask? They are our payroll form, the MW 507, a work permit if you're under 17 years old, the W-4 form, and the I-9 form. Proof of identity, you only need to upload one. They are a state ID, a learner's permit, or a driver's license. Or you could also use your school ID, a report card, or your any kind of record from your school. If you're under 18, your parents can also sign the I-9 form stating that you are who you say you are. In addition to that, you also need to upload your social security card or your birth certificate or U.S. citizen ID card. Or you can upload your passport if you have one, a permanent resident card, an alien registration receipt card, or an employment authorization document card. Work permits. Work permits are required if you're under the age of 18. Work permits are good for 3 years. If you submitted your work permit last summer, if you applied, You don't need to upload it again. Youth 14 to 17 years old obtain work permits from Department of Labor and Licensing website. The link to that website is on our webpage. Youth that are 13 but will turn 14 by July 4th can download the 13-year-old work permit right from our website as well. Sorry. This page here shows you what to look for once you go to the DLLR webpage. The information on the left-hand side of this page is our information, which needs to be input on the work permit page. Again, all this information can be found on the youth's page of the YouthWorks website. This is the YouthWorks how-to video. This is also found on the YouthWorks website. If you need assistance understanding and completing your required documents, this is the video you would need to watch. Does anyone have any questions about the required documents? Please feel free to ask them in the chat. So there are 4 steps to completing a youth application. Visit youthworks.oedworks.com to complete the online application. You then upload all your completed and signed documents. Remember, if your documents are not signed, you will receive an email letting you know that your application is incomplete and these documents must be signed. You'll receive an automatic email to confirm application submission. Within 48 hours, you'll receive email notification of your application status. To apply, visit the youthworks.oedworks.com. Once you visit our website, this is what the homepage looks like. Once you visit that homepage, please remember to click Youth, not Employers or Work Sites. Click Youth. How to start an application. So we do have some questions. Ms. Anissa, can you read the questions, please?
Sure. The question says, how do I know if my child gets selected for the option to work in March?
So your child will receive the placement, they'll receive a placement letter or placement email, but they won't go out until June.
So far, that's the only one I see right now. Oh, here's one. Will the youth be notified if they are missing any documents?
Yes, they'll receive emails. So when the applications are submitted, again, like as I said before, they'll receive an email within 48 hours. I believe it's 48, at least 72 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll receive an email letting them know what's missing from their application.
Okay. That's it so far, Mr. Keel.
Okay. Yeah, so if you see any, because I can't see any questions.
Oh,
so,
okay. I wasn't aware. Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, I just realized that. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so how to start an application. So if you've participated in YouthWorks before, you will scroll down to the online application, select returning youth if you've applied before. However, if you've never applied before, you will scroll down to select new youth. Again, if this is your first time applying to YouthWorks. Steps to complete the online portion of the application. The first step would be to fill out the registration. The second step would be to complete the work accommodations, and we'll get into what accommodations is shortly. The third step would be to choose your preferred method of payment. The fourth step, click on the attachments. Then click next to the attachment type to find which document is being requested. So here's the worksite accommodations I just spoke of. Accommodations are the process of adapting or adjusting to someone or something. ADA law requires worksites to accommodate employees to the best of their ability. Examples of physical accommodations could be wheelchair accessibility, breaks between heavy lifting tasks, or maybe one-on-one assistance. Complete this section to ensure you are placed where your needs can be met and you are in an environment where you can succeed and thrive. So please be truthful, guys, when you're answering this question. This is step 4 with the attachments. When you're uploading your attachments, so when you click the other section, the attachment type, so there's a drop down and it lists whatever attachment you're trying to upload, whether it's the I-9 form, your proof of ID, whatever that attachment type is. You would select that attachment type, choose file, you would select take picture or upload picture, whichever way you're uploading that file type. Does anyone have any questions?
Will the placement be within the child's zip code?
Yes, unless that child is chosen on that application to travel to other zip codes that's not in the area in their zip code.
What jobs can the youth work in?
So there's various careers or jobs that we have.
Mm-hmm.
We try to place the youth in jobs that matches their career interests. We try to match them with their career interests in addition to the jobs we have available.
Okay. Hi, Cindy. Yeah, how does the private sector work? We're about to start talking about that in a little bit. That's it so far. As far as questions, Ms. Jakia.
Okay. And this is private sector, so I'll turn it over to Miss Anissa now.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jakia. So Cindy, we're here with the YouthWorks private sector program. Private sector employs Baltimore City youth between the ages of 16 and 21. Some private sector employers may hire 14 and 15-year-olds as well. Private sector positions are available in a variety of industries, including communication and arts, accounting, hospitality, computer technology, clerical, healthcare, construction, and more. Private sector work sites include small companies and larger organizations like Johns Hopkins Hospital, Martin's Caterers, Oreos, and more. The benefits of private sector. Participants receive job readiness training before being referred for interviews and are assigned their own job coach. Youth are introduced to a variety of skills. Youth get matched to a career that interests them. Employment may last longer than the usual 5 weeks, and youth may get paid more than minimum wage. Our goal is to place you in a job in your career path and prepare you to work in a professional setting. We also have, we call YouthWorks Academy. YouthWorks Academy program is a paid 6-week career readiness program for youth between the ages of 16 and 21. The dates are March 25th through May 1st. This program teaches youth resume writing, interview prep, professional dressing, financial literacy, and more. The last day to apply for the Academy is February the 14th. Then we also have added this first time for this year, Junior Youth Academy, or Junior YouthWorks Academy. And the Junior YouthWorks Academy is an alternate version of YouthWorks Academy for 14 and 15-year-olds. Youth can learn the same skills by choosing sessions that they feel will help them with their career skills. What is job readiness? Job readiness is employment skills training designed to help individuals prepare for the workforce. Our job readiness sessions occur in schools and virtually. To be considered for a private sector job, you must either complete YouthWorks Academy or complete a job readiness session. Reach out to one of our job coaches to learn more. And here is the email address for us. It's wy.private@baltimorecity.gov. And so we have several different payment methods available for you. You have the U.S. Bank card, you have the existing bank account, and then you have an open new Security Plus credit union account. So the U.S. Bank debit card, youth workers will receive their card in the mail directly from the U.S. Bank. The card can be used at any ATM. There are over 2,200 ATMs youth can use with no fee. Money can be transferred from this card to a personal bank account, and no money can be added to the card outside of direct deposits. Existing personal bank account, youth who have a bank account in their name can be paid via direct deposit. And once again, I'm going to reiterate, it must be in your name. Must submit official deposit proof, such as a personal check or direct deposit authorization form with youth name on it. No starter checks. And so typically starter checks do not have numbers on them for some of them. So no starter checks, they must be, has been in existence for a little. If a youth account is closed or they do not provide official direct deposit proof, they will be issued a U.S. Bank debit card. And then now we have opened a new Security Plus credit union account. Youth interested in opening a youth-friendly bank account can do so by choosing Security Plus on the payroll form. Youth will be contacted directly by Security Plus to open an account. Youth can use the same verification documents to open their Security Plus account that they use for the YouthWorks application. Once again, you have the U.S. Bank debit card. You can use your existing personal account. It must have your name on it and no one else's name. And then you can also use the Security Plus credit union account as well. And this is the payroll form. So it's very small. So, of course, you can see here to get an idea, the youth workers information is listed. So you have your basic information that's required, your social security number, your last name, your first name, your middle initial. Then you need to make sure you sign it, as well as your parent needs to sign it as well. And so I want to go over some application tips and reminders. Don't forget to finalize and submit your application by April 4th. Check your email. Don't forget to check your email on a daily basis. That's something that you can get used to doing, not just with us, but as you are moving through the process, getting jobs, getting, college interviews, things of that sort. Get used to checking your email on a daily basis. All communications from YouthWorks will go to the email used to complete your application. Incomplete and verification emails are sent within 48 hours of application submission. Ensure you have completed, signed, and dated all required documents. Use U.S. Bank Pay Card will come in the mail around mid-June. Be sure to open all mail addressed to you. So make sure that you open all your mail. So around mid-June, you're going to receive, if you choose the U.S. Bank card, the U.S. Bank card rather. If you would like to be placed at a specific work site, give the work site a copy of your registration receipt so they can request you by April 17th. Other tips: when completing your application, be sure to only check boxes for the parts, the city you can travel to when asked about going outside of your zip code. So if you live in West Baltimore, Park Heights, and you do not want to travel all the way over here to East Baltimore by Hamilton, please make sure you're checking the correct box to make sure that we are aware of what is more convenient for you. If you would like a free charm pass to use during the summer to ensure to check yes to the charm pass question on your application. You must be present the first week of YouthWorks unless previously approved by your assigned worksite supervisor. So punctuality, being on time, being available, being present is very important. If you are absent without prior approval, you will be removed from your work site. So keep that in mind. So that very first week is very, very critical. Ensure you report to the work site assigned by YouthWorks. That's another thing. If you have any questions, make sure that you ask those questions. If you're not really sure where you should be or what location, please, please, please iron that out before you start, and so that there are no concerns there. You will not be paid for any time worked at any work site YouthWorks did not assign you to. So if YouthWorks assigned you to McDonald's and you end up at Burger King, you will not be paid for those hours. Frequently asked questions. Can I use my pay card from last year? No. Each year you participate in YouthWorks, you will receive a new US pay card. Will worksite be virtual or in person? There are virtual and in-person work assignments available. However, there is a limited number of virtual positions available. How do I select a worksite? Once you have submitted your application, you will receive a verification receipt. If you would like to work at a specific worksite, give that site your verification receipt so they can request you by April 17th. I submitted my application, but I got an email that it was incomplete. What do I do? Please upload the requested attachments forms to your application and resubmit. I completed my application and submitted my documents. Why are you asking me for more documents? We are unable, so the answer here is we are unable to read the attachments. Attachments are invalid forms. Attachments are invalid. Forms are blank and or forms are missing signatures. And so basically we may be asking you to upload again because one, we are unable to read the attachment. The attachments are invalid. Forms are blank and or forms are missing signatures. And so you want to make sure that you have the proper forms and make sure all signatures are there prior to uploading. And then it says, I forgot my password. How do I reset my password? Email ywhelpdesk@baltimorecity.gov. Once again, it's YouthWorks helpdesk@baltimorecity.gov. And so here are some additional emails and phone number information. YouthWorks Help Desk. Once again, it's ywhelpdesk@baltimorecity.gov. The number here is 410-545-1820. YouthWorks online application. That's the youthworks.oedworks.com. And then YouthWorks private sector, ywprivate@baltimorecity.gov is the email address. And the phone number is 410-396-6722. Are there any questions regarding the private sector? Absolutely. So we do have fast food places. Fast food places are an option. We have had one of the ones that we've had last year was Connie's chicken and waffle. So we are desperately looking. As the job developer, my role is to go out and look for companies to hire our youth. And so I have been working with trying to get like the McDonald's and the Burger King and the Chick-fil-A on board. So that's something that we're still working towards. For the most part, we do have a lot of hotels. We do have medical centers available. We do have, we're working on getting some daycare centers available. So we definitely are trying to get some fast food spots as well. Are there any other questions? Yes, will there be an orientation? Absolutely. They'll go through some orientation as well as when they get to their workplace. So, whatever workplace they choose, we have asked that workplace to make sure there's an orientation to ensure that the youth are aware of the guidelines that that particular company requires. So, like some companies, like we worked with University of Maryland, they actually have sort of like a huddle every morning, and so during that orientation, they will learn that they need to be at that huddle in order to get paid and to be present. So basically, if you're going to do summer school, does that impact anything? Absolutely. We prefer that we absolutely know that summer school trumps getting a job. So I do believe there is a program for that as well. But yes, it does. It does, because we do believe that the education is most important. So we do encourage the youth to go to summer school first. And then if the opportunity for a job is available, that's it. But we do want them to be in summer school. Any other questions? So how much can they make? Under the private sector, the minimum amount is 15, and then it can be as high as that particular company desires. I do know that there's been in the past where a company can say they can pay them $18 or $17. It really depends on the company that they are assigned to. But the minimum amount is definitely $15, which is minimum wage. Right. And so basically, absolutely. So basically, as I said before, there are all types of job opportunities available. There are some we have some in banking. We have some in a financial institution. We have some in the hospitality. We have some in the medical field. It just depends on what your interest is. And once we find out what your interest is, we will try our best to make sure that you are assigned to that particular location or to a particular work site. Any other questions before we proceed?
Miss Anissa?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I was muted a second ago for some reason.
Mhm.
As far as summer school, I know there was a question about summer school.
Yes.
So we do have credit recovery,
Okay.
which is basically summer school. However, I know it's certain schools that participate. So it depends on what school they signed up at, what school they signed up at as well. So if you feel if you may have to go to summer school, I would suggest you check with your counselor and inquire more about that as well. And also, I think there's a spot on the application where it asks if you may have to go to summer school, or if you think you may have to go to summer school as well. You can check that on the application. But yes, check with your counselor in regard to summer school. But yes, we do. The kids are able to do summer learning and get paid for that as well. That would be their job selection for the summer.
Awesome. Thank you for reiterating that. So there was a question that was up that was asking, do they get paid? But yes, they do. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Any other questions before we proceed? All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm going to go to the next slide. Okay, and we're now going to have someone join us from Security Plus, which is the credit union we partner with, to give you guys a little information about that.
Well, hello and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to the YouthWorks program for allowing Security Plus to share some information today about another payment method with establishing a youth bank account with Security Plus Federal Credit Union. Security Plus has been a partner with YouthWorks for over 5 years, and it's a value partnership, which we truly are grateful that we get to share and partner with the youth and the community on this specific program. So next slide, please. Just to introduce myself, I'm sorry. My name is Keon. I'm the branch manager here at our Woodlawn location, one of 3 of our public locations here in Baltimore. And then we can go to the next slide now. Thank you. But ideally, I want to share some information about Security Plus. and hopefully throughout the presentation, I can answer any questions that may come up as well. Um, so just a little bit about who we are. Thank you so much. We're member focused. So as a not-for-profit institution, our members are our primary focus. Ideally, we want to provide financial solutions for the youth and their members. If that means products, tools, services, or resources, that's our primary focus. Technologically advanced, our primary focus is of course in-person experience, but ideally we offer digital and online support as well. The biggest one about this entire kind of presentation right now is community proud. Security Plus is definitely an institution that puts the community first, puts the member first, and ideally a genuine desire to positively impact our members. Next slide, please. So I'm not a big numbers guy, but ideally, I do believe numbers tell a story. At the bottom right, the turquoise number shows our total amount of shares. These are dollars that are basically under the umbrella of Security Plus. We do break them down by savings account, checking account, money markets, IRAs, retirement accounts. But as you see, it's over $500 million in total shares. I think this tells a great story because Security Plus has been around for a very long time, long before I was born, at least, you know. But ideally, it's a great way to show just years and years of work, labor, retirement, and different resources and wealth that's been all under the umbrella of Security Plus. Next slide, please. Ideally, as well as our numbers as far as accounts, we also offer lending products. The big number on the bottom right, $407 million in loans. Why this is great is because ideally telling a story. Where you see $106 million in vehicle loans, these are first-time car purchases for the youth that may have, possibly got their first car. This is, vehicle opportunities for maybe the guardian or the parent. Same thing with the home equity products, first-time home buyers, different things related to lending that may not be applicable right now as a youth or as a minor, but ideally, by establishing a relationship down the line, this may be your first credit card. This may be your first opportunity to start building credit and learn about different financial solutions to possibly help yourself as well as your family. Next slide, please. So the biggest thing I think we all can agree on when it comes down to our money, our finances, is we love access to it. I think that's the biggest thing we all can agree on. Security Plus partnered with Allpoint ATMs. Allpoint has over 55,000 surcharge-free ATMs, which would allow full access to the youth when they establish their account with us. This is very important because I think for most people, they don't really step foot into their bank. I think there's a rare occasion where you actually need to come to the bank and sit down and say, hey, I need some help. But ideally, most of us step foot in places like Walgreens, CVS, Target, and this is throughout the entire, world, different states, countries, where you have access to directly step into these, facilities and places and still have access to your funds. The biggest thing is we don't charge any fees or surcharge fees at these ATMs. So basically, it's free service and allowing you to access your money at all times. Next slide, please. Next, the biggest thing again in today's world today, everything is digital. I think it's a few times I walked out the house myself and I haven't had my wallet and I'm like, well, I got my phone. So ideally, we offer Google Pay as well as Apple Pay. This will allow you to directly add the Security Plus debit card to your phone and be able to tap and pay, tap and go. In addition to this, while establishing an account with Security Plus, you're able to not only put the funds from you first, but also any dollars that you may attribute from family members or dollars that you attribute throughout time, you're able to also deposit into this account. Same thing with checks. If you receive a check from a family member, maybe a congratulations, from a graduation or a gift for a birthday, you can directly deposit these funds with your phone through mobile deposit or stopping into any of our locations. In addition to this, you may already have an account somewhere else, or you may have a family member that has a banking institution elsewhere. What this would allow you to do is be able to share that information with a family member, with a team member, and they can also send you money directly and transfer funds with a simple tap of the phone. So ideally, online banking and mobile banking is a big resource, and it allows you to fully have access to your funds. Next slide, please. All right, lastly, just a few benefits that come with Security Plus and the benefits of banking with us. Ideally, establishing your first bank account. As we all agree, the first bank account is typically like your biggest stepping stone in your personal journey with your finances. Typically, this is where you kind of learn and start your financial journey. So ideally, by establishing a relationship with us, this opens up an opportunity to establish an account that you can use for years and years to come. Second thing is tracking your spending and savings. Ideally, you can do this directly through our mobile app. You can call in, stopping into any of our local Baltimore branches, as well as over the phone. Ideally, the best thing about, I think, the Security Plus account ultimately is also protection of your funds. If you lose the card, if the card has been compromised, if possibly got in the hands of the wrong person, we basically have the ability to basically recover these funds as well as protect it against fraud and things of that nature that happen in today's time. And ideally, the last piece of it is, again, once this program ends with YouthWorks, and ideally, if you do pursue other opportunities, other possibilities as far as career development and different careers, you still have access to your bank account. So ideally, at the end of the summer or end of the program, when the program ends, you still have access to your account to still be able to manage, move, and access your funds. Ideally, like I said, again, as we wrap up, I do thank you guys for allowing me to share just a little bit of information about Security Plus. Again, we value the partnership with YouthWorks, ideally with the program, and hopefully, we can partner with you on your financial goals, and ideally partner on the YouthWorks program with establishing an account with us. Thank you all again, and I'll be around for the duration of the meeting to answer any questions, or you can feel free to give us a call directly on our website to ask any questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Keon, for joining us this evening and sharing the information.
It reads, we do have a question. The question is, can you put your already money in your card into the new one?
Now, I'm not sure if this question is related to the U.S. bank card or is this talking about Security Plus, but ideally, if you already have a Security Plus card, I do know that if you do, once you have funds or start receiving funds, it can go directly into the account, which is attached to our debit card. That question was a little confusing, but ideally, if it's related to Security Plus, if an account is already established, you already have a card, you can directly have those funds to that account.
Okay. Are there other questions? Are there any other questions? Doesn't appear to be, Ms. Jakia.
Okay.
Well, thank you all again for allowing me to share.
Sure. Thank you for joining us and sharing that information.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay.
How do you all ensure that city youth are prioritized? We only employ Baltimore City youth. This is a Baltimore City program for youth. Baltimore County has their own program, if that answers your question. When should I get my placement letter? Again, placement letters are mailed out as well as emailed out in June, if I'm not mistaken. When will the readiness program start?
Kelly, are you referring to the job readiness program? So if you're referring to the job readiness program, our job readiness program, all of those are part of our academy, which I believe starts in March as well. And I think it's probably about 100 youth that we are choosing. So I would strongly suggest that you submit your application so that we can be prepared to, so that you can submit your application. But yeah, so I believe it starts in March. But what I would strongly suggest that you do is start submitting your application, because I believe that the Youth Academy that we have only has approximately 100 positions or 100 placements for that. We do also do job readiness for each and every person that is selected, which we would do via Zoom. So you would do like a 2-hour or 3-hour Zoom training, where we would teach you some of those skills as well, far as proper attire, your punctuality, the importance of communicating with your manager, those types of things. And so those are also done. We have the March, and then also as we get closer to the time where you will be actually assigned to your workplace and working, then we will also be doing the job readiness.
How to approve on my Cash App account for payment? The app does not let people screenshot anything account or so. I think it was more. We do not suggest you use Cash App for your payment method. I hope that answered your question. What happened? So you said you finished all your documents, but when it messaged you, it wants you to put more verification to yourself. So again, maybe your documents they couldn't be fully read, or maybe something was missing off your documents. Again, you should have received an email letting you know what was missing from your documents, or what was wrong with your documents. You know if your application has been approved again from your email. Guys, you have to remember to check whatever email address you put on that application. You have to remember to check your emails. All correspondence from YouthWorks are sent through the emails that you all have used with the on the application. All right, guys. So we thank you all for joining us this evening. We thank you all for all the questions. If you have any other questions or need any other information, you can give us a call at 410-545-1820. You can email us at the help desk at ywhelpdesk at baltimorecity.gov. That email address is up on the screen now. Again, we also have in-person documents every Saturday in March. Document drop-off, every Saturday in March. As well as, again, the week of April, I think the 14th through the 17th, which is when you all have your spring break. We are there to help you all in person. Again, it's been a pleasure speaking with you all and sharing this information. We hope it was informative to you all. Again, thanks again.
Thank you.
We'll see you next Friday from 4 to 5.
Take care.